demonstration course so Emma minority leader for how propose ni bi cross to throw ama ne asem na kodi opposite for nsem a ya chro krata ma speaker so onyi nimra na omra na free so wom eye enyi nsem bia no mabetio.
Yes, I think that removal of CJ, nothing has happened. I did be anywhere I see. The air caution is just a tsunami in a teacup. Some individuals try to make it look like some upstage BS. The whole focus of this country should be shifted to what is going on. So for me, I think the air caution ye de hunwa sabi nyansa biya nim. And my culture that I say the MPP as a political party, abaye a sinking enterprise. On the downward spiral. Had the cosuna anything bia air coswa for so nisubiano. Na obohu say na omakwa kodi achire. Because so far the process to remove Chief Justice no nye adea obeka say obia from mmerabia na say the constitutional provision as outlined in the 1992 constitution, there has been any way be obi ayabuso because processes has been outlined. So you per se remove Chief Justice free and anya there any say because constitutional frameworks not taught it wise a time will come. Somebody may become a Chief Justice and may decide to go wayward and I become a rogue agent. Or did the very sacred institution of Judicial and that window was created in an event such a thing happened. This is the avenue that has been given to us as people. Now you can remedy the situation. So it's a constitutional framework. Our constitutional framework is not taught it twice. And now that process has been activated. It's not the first time such processes have been activated. Because in recent times, what happened to your friend is Madame Charlotte Osei as AC boss. The same process was activated. The same thing is a window that was created in the constitution. Akufo-Addo used that particular process based on Nehemiah Ekoso. Till date, even in that petition, Nipo or this petition, there will be a nimno, but Charlotte Osei was removed. Abra announced an investigation or the report Ekoye. President Akufo-Addo suspended 4 judges. Yedi assembly no pamo munyina because of issues of corruption. President John Mahama and the MPP 14 the council. Aya mami Afenyo Loretta, your friends Lamte, your friends Shraj boss. She was appointed by Professor Mills. And not on prayer, one other Richard Niyama in the MPP submitted a petition in 2016 to President Mahama. Abra committee in the year no Juma who say Mahama and 7 or more kafano one ayen or creno. The woman was removed. So activating such a constitutional provision to remove somebody from office, it's not something a been see that Mama about 4 instances. Yes. But the mere fact of being a Chief Justice doesn't mean also Ghana. No. The Chief Justice, just like any other person, working for the people of this country. So at any point in time, if Nema Oyeno is in direct contravention with established rules of engagement, you will need to suffer the consequences. As at now, nobody has. Chief Justice a free ho. But the Nema MPP for they are making it look like they have a particular interest in the CJ now because President Mahama by and Rana Mekani baby said. Individuals of Molusu or Moju and Paketwa. Yeah. Oko, your friend is saying, Confanochia, CEO no, say, Omoinedi. Yeah. Oko Tamala, CEO no honor, and several other individuals, high profile individuals of Molusu or Moju because of change of government. Why are they not protesting? Why are they not saying, say, these people are being hounded out? Why are they not challenging? But particular interest is placed on Chief Justice. Then it goes to affirm in some amount for a cancer. Mano, Obia, modern be see her, sabe be protecting my interest. You are only affirming that particular fact because as it stands now, processes not as ya go through now. No, emudia wa hena for memra. A petition will be submitted ya kono. Council of State air petition num. Na president take a decision na our constitution say all the right to do. Which aspect? Omo ye demonstration no. Udi omo china bisa omo say demonstration in some no mo kan nyina no. What constitutional infraction and a premised honor? Nobody will be able to tell you anything sensible. Nothing sensible will be able to. They will tell you say, be a way provision when a president na abuso is the reason why Abrante and Tam and some of the court because that particular suit was a foolish suit because president in exercising his executive functions as outlined in the constitution, no court can stop the president. So when I had a ruling and not say 3-2 no may came a ruling now but how the two dissented because it doesn't make sense because Niama Nana Ekosono no process. Constitution they say president a receive petitioner unforwarded to Council of State. There is nowhere in the constitution that says at that point, the Chief Justice must be given a hearing. Constitution, who go further say committee is set up as a principle of natural justice, the accused must be heard. That one has been written in the constitution. Say you set up a committee and the Chief Justice must be heard either in person or by a lawyer.
Okay.
But at the early stages, that process is not an adversarial process. Any adverse finding can be advanced against the Chief Justice. And says petition doesn't meet the threshold of a petition. Okay. Is it competent enough? It is not an adjudicatory body. I'll go into the merit of the issue. So at that point, so once the Chief Justice on the side of the matter, per the Constitution, we don't breach any law. What I say, but the president thought it wise. At this point, you let me give her a hearing, and the woman was given a fair hearing. Council of State at an issue, so near conclude say. And some at this point, there is merit. We can't just brush it. And then the Constitution, that article, whenever a committee is set up, president have a discretionary power to exercise. And that discretionary power is either to allow the Chief Justice to stay or allow the Chief Justice to suspend the Chief Justice. That provision, and we a Ghana Bar Association. Now, when a winning member now be cancer same way when I say, Ode, Winyan Sabato in China, Wabe speak to emotion, raw emotions, as a binyan anymore. People will question you. Say, Marana, people begin to question your integrity because it is quite clear and outlined the Constitution say, President, that power either to exercise or best suspend the Chief Justice, and in this case, why exercise here? What is your problem? So for me, Sanka, there's any of these institutions and any of these parties here has been able to premise this whole argument. Oh, President Mahama article we see and you say, but so far this provision has been breached. Nobody will be able to tell you anything sensible apart from the emotional crusade campaign we're embarking on. And then Afenyo Markin, we saw in a video this is a city member of parliament assaulting the police officer in uniform. Like I told us, you're an honorable person. Now when I'm Ghana, don't think being just honorable is enough to draw you respect. No, yeah. Respect is a virtue we earn. We don't demand it. So you cannot force people. And the way a speaker now with the parliament now here, some of your members babon thing. Nasa asuban we no mo bedanadi. Nasa man for treated them with that contempt that they deserve. You cannot hold anybody to come and say, we are inviting you before privileges committee. Because if there is anything privileges committee, this individual should be standing there and be telling parliament why people will go out there and embarrass themselves in the manner that we saw. So for me, I'm expecting the IGP and his team will make sure this particular issue, they don't brush it aside. Because the MPR sorted police officer, now say, will you let it go, you slide, and nothing happens. At the end of the day, an ordinary people will be assaulting police officers, and in that case, you can act. You understand? We cannot just be creating a lawless country where people think because they empower, they can just do anything and get away with it. In the first place, a demonstration because it's not premised on anything sensible. They've not been able to tell us why they are doing the demonstration. No constitutional provision has been breached. There hasn't been any way breachy way. And what is the basis? But I've always said, demonstration protestations are legitimate constitutional tools among for employed to register their displeasure. Allow them to demonstrate, but Ghana will know them for who they are. But this particular way the guy has crossed his Rubicon. And for me, this is the time for the state to show, say, indeed, some of these things, this nasty occurrence, cannot be allowed to slide. Because at the end of the day, if things like this, where an honorable, so-called honorable person is seen in the video assaulting a police officer, when the police officer is in the uniform, he is not representing himself, he is representing the authority of the state. And this is a minority leader assaulting a police officer. It's a big issue. Oh, exactly. Because and Ghana, we can do the same thing. You understand?
Because now, no, your parliamentary duty now.
No.
Parliament is on recess.
Yes, and the police officer has a duty. And I'm saying that these are bunch of your friends, shameless individuals. And the MPP as a political party, 8 million kukudwa catch and say, they care so much about democracy to the extent say we need to save our judiciary. These are a bunch of jokers nobody should take serious.
Thank you, sir.
Were they in this country when Akufo-Addo was taking those silly decisions? Now dented the credibility of our judiciary. When the gentleman was packing the court with non-friendly people in the MPP, where were they? These are a bunch of jokers. I think that we don't even need to waste time on them because say Niamana omo eka hwasemed no happen thousandfold under them. And during that time, we saw massive and flagrant constitutional breaches. For instance, look at how your own friend Omulivo, how he was treated. Nipana ye dia semadi or court ye transema ye friends or retirement and send ye dia semno and several such occurrences happen okruma. What is a Ghana bar situation? Sorry, and suddenly you find your voice. You think people will respect you because you are a lawyer. Hey, come on. You see, suddenly, man, when you meet ignorant people who don't know their left from their right, and they know if you want to be respected, when okasa, you need to prove that indeed you are educated, you are a lawyer, not just because didn't that okay. What are some American?
All right, me that say yanko yanim na owura dubo kwabra dubo inda eda yoko cells. Yes, I start here. I want to Niama. Minim do the 4 man dear. And 7 days now. So, you know. Okay. T was say and your paddy be one more. Attorney General de Abono, but what in the union assign your paddy your modia. You them some politicians when your paddy are more than girlfriends in Mabushi and 4. A dinner to soon. Monia lifestyle audit of all their family members. Lifestyle audit. All their family members. Abrabo mo boni sika na there because sometimes dan bi wo no mo a normally amoma mo mabusu anfo so we dey asoma si dia ebi no form din ye eti eno no ona bo betrans na fe yenwie wie ne yakọ ebi wase say wase former okay also no innocent na remonacha and deliberately no was it misrepresentation of any distortion of facts and seven back couldn't be so what the about honorable yanko time so I got 5 minutes yanko
okay newo mni say and
omonyi phone in free some
Endra Unicolendi ebisa Godfrey question when to me boy and I see listen to Unicolendi show us the clause in Article 146 where it states the timeline for the notifying the Chief Justice that a petition for her removal has been received. Damien to me and Kaushi is a asem ayer kwasiasem. Etiefo. Nia ekosu ni nyina no. One say who share Article 146 subsection 6 subsection 10A. Nia mahama ye ni nyina edemu fua.
Edemu yopo.
Oh, one say mabuma me nya lawyer no but my share that kum.
Sa o shamra.
Yes.
We are formal lawmaker.
146
Wa shamra
point 6. Okay, we are now called point 10. Okay, we are now called point 10A. Now we say bibia da hopefe. Inti inde ye bisa MPP for say omumbrambe chire ye bebia mahama fum His Excellency efa tokonu ni suspension wa omuntubi nyobeka chire ni say oh na mahama petetem enunti no hesade no mahu MPP for support grassroots ministramu Afenyo Markin omuni menukure no but debi omu dadamu.
Yeah.
Debi omu dadamu. The first minority leader osi police abunu and now no abu police ni onini Afenyo Markin. Afenyo Markin ka kire Ghana for say onu de se hwin fa ne ho enti no NDC for na bebu nkunta ama Ghana for in 2028 enu nti se asemba onu obetwe ni tan na se NDC for di nechi at the end of the day no na 4 years no na asa enti misramu a Afenyo Markin MPP for don't listen to them. His Excellency is following the Constitution. Say assembly wo His Excellency aye enya MPP for Omumfambra.
Yeah.
In going for third term, we cannot use the judges, the Supreme Court judges, for a president, a sitting president, to go for a third term. You can't use parliament because it is an entrenched clause. And in entrenched clause, you must go for a referendum. Now, sa referendum no MPP for betuaba, NDC for betuaba. And no number no yes or no, yes or no. Afenyo Markin when you waiting now.
Yeah.
They know it. Into politics no more yet.